The KRIKEN are red bug-like creatures that are the size of humans whose main weapon are sniper lasers. They are considered an intergalactic threat to both the Galactic Federation and the Space Pirates. Their purpose in life is to take over as many planets as possible. It is part of their tradition where KRIKENs that are reaching adolescence will go off on their own to find new planets for the Empire to take over or find powerful alien technologies that prove useful to them. The bounty hunter Trace is one of those KRIKENs that just reached adolescence and was trying to seek the ultimate power so that he can become a hero to his people. But his plans ultimately failed when the signal sent out was just a bogus call from Goria to free himself from his prison created by the Olympics. The interesting part of all this is how the KRIKENs are considered as interstellar cockroaches, and if left unchecked, they would wreak havoc among the galaxy, and so they are a threat to both the Galactic Federation and the Space Pirates. The dev for Prime Hunters said that the Federation and Pirates were at one point considering to join forces together to wipe out the KRIKENs, but that still have yet to happen. Keyword is yet. We know the additional lore from Prime Hunters isn't out of the realm of possibility because Psylocke is a huge breakout success and Metroid Prime 4 will be based around him. So the possibilities of exploring further into Trace and the KRIKEN Empire isn't really that far-fetched, considering Trace was the second most popular hunter from Prime Hunters, at least according to this very old GameFAQs post with a total of 44 votes. So, if a game does base around KRIKEN to be the main opposing faction this time around, the game would definitely need to explore the dynamic between the Galactic Federation and the Space Pirate relationship. It will need to explore things that can't regularly be answered in the other games, like what is the hierarchy with both factions, what will they share, and what will they keep from each other. Then there is the possibility of Samus being forced to work with the Space Pirates, much like how she needed to work with the other hunters in Prime 3, but on a much larger scale. Like not the beginning of the game only thing, but instead, throughout the whole game. What will be her reaction when she needs to work with the Space Pirates in order to achieve the greater good? Who will she be working with? There's a few candidates with an obvious one being Weevil from Prime Hunters as well, but I don't think that's as interesting, because while I do like Weevil, his design is too close to being a human, and if we get to work or even play as a pirate, give me something with more oomph or pizzazz. The next option is Ridley, but I don't think that'll ever work in a narrative point of view. But it'll be very interesting if we do get a game where Samus needs to work with Ridley, her mortal nemesis. I think two options will be great for this imaginary game, and candidate number one is Dragon. It can be an origin story of how he reached Space Pirate Commander by Super Metroid. I think wiping out intergalactic space cockroaches that are deemed a huge threat should gain you some prestige. But candidate number 2 is my favorite, and that is Crocomire. And I think this will be a better fit because, fun fact, Crocomire is a non-hostile boss in Super Metroid. Unless you attack him first, that is. This behavior could be explained that he once worked with Samus and is hesitant to attack her because of the trust and hardship they went through together. It'll put a dark spin on Super Metroid and on poor Crocomire, but I think it'll be for the best. So I got extremely sidetracked for a bit, that the focus shift away from Trace and KRIKEN and more towards the Space Pirate, but the possibilities are endless. But let's get back on track for now. The most dire issue is the enemy variety, because what we saw of KRIKEN, they are as similar as they look to our playable KRIKEN, Trace. So there needs to be something to spruce up the design, and gameplay to add variety. The KRIKEN, while are considered pests, they are also known to possess intelligence, and that they value other alien technologies. One way to add enemy variety is that they can enslave the local fauna and people of certain planets to fight for them. What about dedicated KRIKEN enemies? We know they have conquered many planets, so the KRIKENs have appeared in all different sizes and shapes as each planet and gravity are different. It'll be the perfect way to give KRIKENs different properties with a perfectly reasonable explanation. Don't forget that the KRIKENs are also known to give prestige to those that found useful alien technologies for the Empire, so the KRIKENs can sport mechs, weapons, and even suits from other alien tech. And perfect segue moment, they can soft retcon Prime Echoes regarding the birth of the Ings. Instead of being born as a byproduct when Dark Aether was born, it can be the KRIKENs attempting to steal Luminos technology, but with the Phazon corrupting Aether and some of its inhabitants, it also corrupted the KRIKENs on it and forced them into their alternate form, the Triskelion form. For those who don't know what that is, it's the KRIKEN's morphle form essentially, but they turn into this three-legged crab thing that awfully resembles the Ings a lot. Speaking of resemblance, the Alembics from Prime Hunters also look eerily similar to the KRIKENs if you look at it. Too similar in fact. They have the floating T-shaped head, a giant eyeball, a chitin-like skin that resembles an exoskeleton, and pointy appendages for limbs. Don't forget the red color thematic for both the alien species as well. Are the Alembics actually a subspecies of KRIKEN that separated a long time ago whilst on their voyage to conquer a planet, but instead found enlightenment and now fight for peace instead? That's an answer we may never know, but if it is, it would definitely lean into KRIKEN enemy variety types being KRIKENs adapted to different environments. The idea of the KRIKEN being the next threat just brings so much possibilities to the table, and right now we are at a very good path to introduce a new threat to the games. Yoshio Sakamoto said, Metroid Dread have finally concluded the Metroid saga, the species, not the franchise. And moving forward, the games will not focus on the Metroids. They can always focus on the Galactic Federation being the next enemy, but I don't really know how interesting that can be. If Samus is going to fight humans, the game might as well be Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And then we have Metroid Prime. After Metroid Prime corruption, the game's main threat, which is the Phazon and the Metroid Prime who turned into Dark Samus, does not exist anymore. Oops, did I spoil the reveal? Get over it. It's been over 20 years, and if you still didn't know about it, then you didn't care to know about it in the first place. With how Metroid Prime 4 is going to be focused on Silax, if producer Kensuke Tanabe is to be believed, I'm sure they can bring back a few other hunters as well. And as I said, I'm pretty sure Trace is the second most popular hunter after Silax.